While the world was being led to turn their backs on Robert Kelly, supporters began to notice the corruption playing out. It's one thing to make a complaint against an individual and allow the judicial process to take effect. Yet it's another thing to ignore the constant interference playing out publicly, abusing social media trends to mask the fact that people were being incited to do the most, involving themselves in an open case that only exposed the tactics being used to coerce witnesses to cooperate and trigger superfans, confusing their role in spreading awareness. Stay tuned as we unravel some of the distortions that led those reading the paperwork to understand the levels of manipulation and corruption being allowed to take precedence over their claims to want to protect so-called accusers the world wouldn't even be able to identify, considering why they decided to try and conceal their identities in court despite all the promo and exposing being done on public platforms.
Now, it doesn't take a genius to recognize how I unraveled all of these manufactured charges that were brought against Robert Kelly, and I emphasized the main points that I wanted to bring when it came to the abuse of the RICO laws and the Mann Act that was being used as the catalyst to give credibility to all of these Me Too allegations. Yet it don't take a genius to recognize why some of us are looking at this so-called inner circle with the side eye, as I've done for years, considering people will skip around all of the extra charges that began to pile on when they made their presence known. They will skip around the fact that I told you a lot of these sources that were hopping on these platforms came to me and gave me the blueprint that I put right in your face. Yet it should also come as no surprise why I side-eye all these people who claim that they were here to help ignore the major point that I was making when it came to these people barking all of these orders behind the scenes, as though they didn't recognize that I'm clearly saying that a lot of the things these people were gaslighting, they could have came out here and did their damn self. Because you crazy as hell to not recognize how unindicted co-conspirators can sit on these platforms and play in people's face who didn't read the paperwork and act like they were doing so much to help Robert Kelly and skip the major points. Clearly, it's going to take some funds to fight the feds, and I can understand why a lot of fans wanted to fundraise. Yet how many geniuses does it take to recognize how crazy it all looked when they brought the money man to YouTube? And now when it's being alleged that there's issue with money yet again, where is the power of attorney, may I ask? While everybody is all over the place and wanting to put all these calls of actions, why ain't nobody holding these type of people accountable for the fuckery?